Hey there. All right. This is the second part of the first video for the setup for inbound call agents. So if you haven't watched already the initial video for the simple setup for inbound call agents, make sure you watch that because in this video, I'll be showing the advanced section of how to set up inbound call agents, more specifically on how to integrate inbound call agents with automations with platforms like make.com, which I will show in this video. So very briefly, I'll just show you a cool automation that we can create in VoiceDrop so that for every call that is sent to our AI agent, and then our AI agent handles the call, asks all the questions we wanted to the customer to qualify the lead, and then once the call ends, it will send data of this customer to a Google Sheet where we can easily track people that have contacted us and then we can follow back with once we receive their information that the AI agent has provided. All right, so I'll show you quickly. So I have this Google Sheet here, and we have the caller number, we have the email, availability, and budget, which is data that I added here on my AI agent to ask the customer. You can see here I added to ask about the customer's email address, availability for a meeting next week, and for their budget for the project. So now we can create the automation. So we can go to VoiceDrop's automation platform by clicking the automation spotter here on the left menu. This will bring us to VoiceDrop's automation platform. So here we can create a new automation. And then this automation system is very similar to pages like make.com or Zapier, where based off a certain trigger, we can then have some actions execute to complete an automation. So we're going to add the trigger, and we're going to look for webhook, which will be the first action of this automation. We can select an event and then click incoming webhook. And where it says select webhook account connection, we're going to click add a connection. We can name the connection AI agent webhook and then click continue. Then click got it. We can click continue again. And then this will give us a URL that we're going to use for sending the data after the AI agent has finished a call with a customer. So let's click copy and also click wait for webhook. Now we can go back to our inbound call agent, and in the webhook to receive data field, let's paste the URL and then click send test data. You can see it says that the test webhook was sent successfully. And then we can go back to the automations, and here we can see all data that we just received as a test from the agent, which is basically all the questions that are getting gathered by the customer. Right, so now that we have that, then we can have the second action, add the result of the call, all the questions of the call that were answered by the customer to our Google Sheet. So the next step here is clicking add an action, and then click here, enter Google Sheets, and then we can create and update a row. And then we also need to connect our Google account to make sure it can add data to the Google Sheet we created. So let's click add a connection. We can leave the name as is and then click continue. Now, once we click grant access, it will ask us to log in to Google so it can link our Google account with the automations platform. So I will do that very quickly. Right, now that that's done, it will say the connection was successfully created. So then we can continue adding the spreadsheet, and here we can look for the spreadsheet we created, which is AI agent callback summaries, and then select the spreadsheet, which we only have one, so it should be sheet 1. Click continue. All right, so now we are going to insert the data of the customer inside our Google Sheet. So we need to add the first column, which is the caller, and we can find it from the webhook by typing caller ID. This is the phone number of the person that called the agent. Now for the rest of the columns, we need to match the questions that we set up on the information gather section with our Google Sheet. So for example, The customer's email address is question number 1. The customer's availability for meeting next week is question number 2. And the budget for the project is question number 3. So for the email column, we're going to look for question number 1, and you can just type -1- to find all the data relevant to the first question, and then click here on data value. This is what the customer answered to that question. We have column availability. So this is the second question. So we can look for question number 2 and then click data gather to data value. And lastly, column budget. We can also add question number 3, data gather 3 data value. So by doing this, we are mapping where should the answers to all the questions should be on the Google Sheet. Now that we have set this up, we can go at the bottom and then click save, and then also click save here. And that's basically it. So now we can click start on the automation, and also very important, on the inbound call agent, we need to make sure we save the changes after pasting the URL of our automation here. So click save changes. It will say that the update is in progress, and once that's done, we are fully set up for the automation. So now for every call that is being received by the AI agent, and then the customer answers all the questions made by the AI agent, after call ends, the automation will automatically receive the data and insert everything about the customer inside the Google Sheet we created previously. So that's it. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any more questions about the AI inbound call agents, you can contact us anytime to our live chat support by clicking the small circle here at the bottom right, and you can communicate here with our support team anytime. We're always here to help. That's it. I hope to see you soon in VoiceDrop. And yeah, thank you.